So dear Dhamma friends, so let's start today our session and be comfortable yourself and relax your body and focus your mind to this bell sound. And while you're following the sound, just yourself relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing. Let your whole body to settle down itself and focus your mind to the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we start our session, I will give some guidelines, and so remember yourself, even though you hear this, when you start to practice yourself, sometimes you're going to experience completely new things, and maybe these guidelines will help in certain ways, but each and every moment yourself always remember to be very clear with your own experience. So that is the important thing. So when it comes to the meditation technique today, as our mental object, we focus our mind to our inhalation, exhalation in front of our nose and our upper lip area. And when the inhalation happens, recognize it as inhalation. When the exhalation happens, recognize it as exhalation. And when you keep observing, sometimes you may experience your mind will go here and there, and sometimes it is in the beginning difficult to focus, and sometimes you cannot feel the sensation from the beginning. It is okay, but still remember to keep practice little by little, bring the effort to focus. So that is the important thing. In a certain level, you may well get into that sensation. And in the beginning, separately recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then the next, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. Observe from beginning to end, knowingly that you are observing it. And knowingly, this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And third step, some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So just accept it. Don't try to regulate yourself. Don't try to interfere with yourself, and don't try to change whatever happening. Accept it. So this practice itself, develop a kind of understanding yourself to settle down yourself without interfering to the nature. So whatever happened, even within yourself. And rather than trying to doing something, so it is very important you recognize deeply serenity inside you and calm down and allow things to happen and recognize it. So in the beginning, we have to develop a tranquility state, one pointed meditation or chitta bhavana or samadhi bhavana. So this all trying to bring your mind to a kind of calmness and relax and comfort to settle down. When the mind settles down, the mind itself becomes sharp and clear. So that's why it is important, because the very nature of the mind, when the mind becomes busy, it becomes weaker. So that's why you have to have the effort to bring your mind again and again and develop some kind of serenity, tranquility state. And once you develop that tranquility state, little by little, and slowly then we go to observe the five aggregates. When you observe the five aggregates, in the beginning maybe you cannot recognize this all, but whatever, take the inhalation, exhalation as the form, so as the body. So when the inhalation happens, exhalation happens, there is a sensation arise, feelings, and follow that feelings. And according to that feeling, sensation arise. According to that sensation, thought arise or recognition arise. So, and consciousness arise. This pattern is a very natural pattern. It is not doing. It is not somebody doing it. It's happening itself. This all interconnected, and that's why in the beginning you don't going to see it. How this happening. And other thing is, this is happening very quickly, and it is very sharp and very quick. So in ordinary mind, sometimes you cannot get this, but that is the truth. So that's why keep observe with one thing, and then once you become more sharp and clear with the feeling, and that will help you to get into how the thought change according to inhalation, exhalation. But somehow the most important thing, staying in the present moment with recognizing the experience. That is the important thing. So just see yourself, are you in the present moment, observing and recognizing the sensation? And then when you observe this, other thing is, don't observe kind of like separately. So the observer and the object that you observe, the both is the same thing. So it is not you observing inhalation, exhalation, because final point is inhalation, exhalation itself become you. And even it is not in one place in your body. This entire body is the, the responding to that moment by moment. So when you get into that, you naturally understanding the observer, the subject itself is changing. And that is the moment that you're going to recognize what is the meaning of impermanent. Arising, existing, arising, existing. So the existing, and change it to another form, change it to another, change it to another. That is what here existing and disappearance. So the disappearance means it's not going to vanish. It's going to transform to something. When the feelings arise, it giving you certain feelings, but it's not going to be stuck there. The very nature of the feelings, it giving birth to something else. It changing and giving birth to something. This is the nature that deeply you have to understand. And once you able to recognize that, and in between that anything, there is no moment to settle down. In between that any transformation, there is no moment to have the greed, hatred, or the delusion. Because you are always in the process, always in the process, and you following the process. And that when you are able to understand that, even the observer itself moving with that, you recognizing how the observer, that your consciousness change. When you're able to get into that understanding, there's no desire to become or becoming nature. And that is where you drop all the resistance, anger, hatred, jealousy, that kind of things, and the doubt, and also no any kind of lethargic or lazy or sleepy mind. And that is where you recognizing how this path the work for you, and how this path that applicable for day to day with this practice. So it is your own practice, and remember yourself when you get into practice, take fully responsibility to yourself, and always don't allow interfere to your own mind with your past or the future or any experience, whatever, wherever happen. In this very moment, it always you have to keep the newness and openness and the flow with the sensation. So that is important. And with that, let's practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck get straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So bring attention to the lower part of your body and observe the sensation or feelings, or recognize any pain, tightness, heaviness. Just get a mental note. Don't try to change or don't try to think of it. Just recognize. And bring attention to your lower back, upper back and shoulders. Arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Chest and your abdominal muscles and abdominal area. Observe and recognize any pain, sensation, tightness, heaviness, heat. And your neck and head area. And bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently. Breathe out 3 times and find the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. Just allow your inhalation and exhalation to happen itself. And recognizing that this is inhalation, this is exhalation, followed by through the sensation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, or just accept it and recognize as it is. So far you experience whatever happened in the outside. So now bring attention how that you are aware on feeling, sensation, formations, consciousness change followed by the inhalation, exhalation. Keep the newness always. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, in this universe. And as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this. So with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are pale or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion within your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Down and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when we come to practice meditation, our main purpose is recognizing the truth, seeing the truth. So, and sometimes people think meditation means cushion or meditation means keep straight your body and close your eyes. Meditation means silence. So meditation means retreat center. So like that. But the very purpose of this all, seeing the truth regarding yourself. So it doesn't matter, you can sit on your head and see that, then it is okay. It doesn't matter whatever the way, open your eyes or close your eyes. So without dreaming, if you really able to see the truth, then that is good. So then you have to see, rather than getting to a pattern or developing a kind of method, so and developing a culture ourselves for this outside world, are we see the truth ourselves regarding us. So that is the main purpose. So when it comes to sutras, in all sutras there is a sastra. Sastra means wisdom, knowledge. There is a sastra, there is a wisdom to see the truth. So then when you are able to read any kind of sutra, in that sutra, if you cannot see the sastra or the wisdom, you cannot see the truth. Another thing is, we go to retreat. What does the retreat mean? Retreat means you putting a boundary. So retreat means boundary. When you go to retreat, you get out of certain activities and you don't do, you don't maybe read, you don't read newspapers, you don't watch TVs, you don't listen to music, you don't talk with others, you don't do other day-to-day activities there when you go to retreat. So retreat means putting a boundary to yourself. Regarding what? Regarding to see the truth. So why in day-to-day life we cannot see the truth? So what you see is not the truth, or are you seeing the lie? So mostly in day-to-day life, we follow the concept. We see the concept in every day, everywhere around us. Concept. So as you know, sometimes in this automobile industry, there are vehicles come and they introduce kind of like a concept vehicle, concept cars. So mostly we living in a concept world. That means it is not going to be there, but it is there. So it is a kind of like a giving an idea. So look ourselves mostly in day-to-day life. We live with ideas. We have a lot of concept. That concept create kind of like an illusion. It is there, but it is not there. So same thing in deeper inside us also. We have us, ourselves, but when it comes to the real point, we lose ourselves, we don't see ourselves. So when you go to retreat, what is happening? You put boundaries, certain boundaries yourself. So rather than using the retreat place, if you put the boundary place name, that also, very clearly, then you understand. So retreat mean kind of like it is slow little bit, you adding some colors and it make it more nice, outside. rather than making it very rough and raw. So, but in yourself, if you able at home also yourself, if you able to put the certain boundary to yourself, then you are in a retreat. So that that retreat try to make you closer to the truth. So you not go to a retreat, whatever may make you more busy, take you to more illusion. You go to a place for a retreat to become more clear. So in day-to-day life, if you able to within your bodily, verbally or mentally action with this all this material world, if you able to get into the truth, that is very important. That is the purpose. So think about it. Wherever you go sometimes, are you, even sometimes you go to a retreat. Nowadays there are many crazy retreats. Now TV shows, they have retreats, and they do very crazy things, kind of like that take you to a very dream world, a concept world. So that is a very wrong way. So remember then, it always should be, it doesn't matter whatever you do in, it should take you to closer to the truth, closer to the truth. So don't get into anything. It doesn't matter who do that. It doesn't matter whatever the people do it. And see that nowadays you see on news, and this all the big characters, and how things are unfolding, this the situations whatever happened behind the screens, these big TV shows, see that there, that even though we see this everything around us, and behind that there is sometimes not it, there is something else. So then yourself, you have to understand in day-to-day life, whatever you do, even whatever you watch, even whatever you hear, even the Dhamma talks, because nowadays there are different the ways people try to give the Dhamma. So then you have to remember, when you listen to it, when you follow that, even you go to a place, even you go, you have friends, even you read a book, you listen to music, you watch a movie, is it try to take you close to the truth, or is it try to take you away from the truth? Look yourself, because when you it that is your responsibility. So if you able to little by little go towards that, it is okay. It is okay to become stressful, anxiety, depression, even if you are on the way towards the truth. Why? Because that make your journey more strong. So as you know, when situations come in the physical world, the stress, anxiety, depression, and there are some people, they able to transform this all to bring some good result physically. Like if you don't have stress, anxiety or depression to a certain amount of level in your life, you become so lethargic, you become so lazy, and you cannot think, you don't go forward, you don't jump beyond the layers. So even as example, these animals, and they have this all kind of that the chemical reactions to protect themselves, otherwise that some other bigger animal will eat them. So same like you, when you open the car, and when you start the car, gas there, and it is start proper, and when you the, work nicely, and no breakdown, no, you don't get any flat tire. When you open the refrigerator, all the food and everything there, and when you take your wallet and you see all the money that's there, and everybody around you, everybody so nice, and so that way you become kind of like a dumb person, because it not allow you to to wake up yourself. So this all the up and down create kind of like a shake inside. So if you able to look for the truth, that every situation will help you to push you towards look for the truth. Then that whatever the things that stress or the anxiety, depression, loneliness, this everything, you can recycle inside and push towards that truth. So that is where you getting more benefit out of the situation. So through all the teachings, when we look at when we slowly observe the Buddha's teaching, all the sutras, and in that all the sutras, what is the shastra that carry in the sutras? No any miracles to show, no any don't Buddha never talk about any magic, no any miracles. Even sometimes the people, the monks used to do that kind of thing. The Buddha didn't appreciate that. And there is nothing unnatural in the sutras. This everything try to take us towards the truth and showing the reality of the life through the people's life, not through the kind of like unseen stars or the unseen powers or unseen kind of like world, unseen aliens, nothing. Through in day-to-day life, all the human characters, through that what the Buddha saw, the reality of life. Look, in everybody knows, even the the whoever the little children, through that practice Buddha's teaching. Angulimala, Patachara, Kisa Gotami, Rajumala, Sunita, Sopaka. So these very basic characters in day-to-day life. We every day see these characters. Through this, what the Buddha tried to explain to us. And also that the all the rich people and all the poor people, king and queens, and the generous people, and also greedy people, angry people, and also in that characters we find kind of like a jealousy people, very humble people. So these all the characters you see when you see the Buddha's, all the sutras related with people mostly. And there are a lot of the sutras may be related with the nature, especially with the group of people, so the monks, or maybe with the monks or the people. Even the most of the sutras related with that person name. And telling us the reality of life, not a magic. So that's why when you able to see little by little who you are, then you recognize the very the truth exists within yourself. That is the main purpose. So remember that when we are in that purpose, when we are in that journey, there are two characters. That two characters called Saddhanusari and Dhammanusari. So the Saddhanusari means the person related that the develop the faith towards the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, and this all the patrice faith. And Dhammanusari person is always develop the wisdom. So this both equal. This not no one is better than other. So both equal. But the very difference in with the Saddhanusari and Dhammanusari. So the Saddhanusari person, and he have the kind of like a conviction and the faith and believing the teachings, and he believe what finally he or she believing what she believing impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness, didn't experience but believe it, don't go against it, accept it. Five hindrance, and the change with this five hindrance, somewhere heard it through a friend mostly, or maybe through a monk or reading a book or somehow knew it and then accept it but didn't experience, but still 100% have the faith towards that. Just as a knowledge, they know it. So that is Saddhanusari, that the faith base the practice. And the Dhammanusari is different character. So the Dhammanusari is the person who practice, especially the view through the Samatha and Vipassana, and go deeper and observe it and experience through his own practice. So it's two different ways. The first one, believe and have the faith. But the second one, don't go with the faith, but go with the wisdom and practice to the highest and experience to him or herself. So those are the both lines, both paths that go towards the recognizing the truth. But whatever the path you take, it should come to self-realization, not about something else. And also it should come to Four Noble Truth. Nothing but Four Noble Truth. So then that is the point that we have to understand. Mostly we thinking about the Buddha, maybe Buddha's character and the other things, other believing things, and many kind of pujas and many kind of activities, but we don't recognize the Four Noble Truth. So if you don't recognize the Four Noble Truth, so that means you don't recognize what the Buddha said. And even when it comes to Four Noble Truth, if you don't recognize in the insight regarding how, according to the form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognitions change, and the outside, that whatever you understand as changing, that doesn't take us to anywhere. To see this outside change, we no need the Buddha, because everyday people knows that even the animals, as you know, ants, so they work knowingly for the seasons, like is a different kind of animals we know, like birds, certain birds, during summertime, they get ready for the winter without enjoying the summer. Knowingly, there is in the future, the cold going to come. So they get ready for that. And during summertime, they get ready for the rainy season. So see, even the animal have the nature to know this outside change. It is not a consciously understanding what is the difference, but still they have kind of like a, so even each and every person knowing, from childhood, they knows about these things. But especially that you have to understand what is here, more than the conventional thing, there is a deeper truth regarding ourselves. So then when it go to the authentic Buddha's teaching, the classic Buddha's teaching, it is about self-realization. That is the real truth. Other things, or it is a kind of like a icing for the cake. So it is important. It make it beautiful. It make it nice. But yourself, you have to remember, within this very limited time, getting to the bottom, if you like, getting to the bottom. So what is the bottom line? Self-realization, getting to the truth. Are you becoming closer to the truth, or are you going away from the truth? So that is the important bottom line. So when it comes to that, it is nothing to do with this outside world. It is your own discipline. If you want the truth, what you have to do? Be disciplined yourself. That is the foundation. That's why we go to retreat. So I don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't talk this much. So you have to do this. So then yourself. At least 5 minutes per day. Make it kind of like you are in a retreat. How? So you get into discipline. You don't. It's even kind of like nowadays. That when people drive, they don't answer phone or they don't text. So they become self-disciplined. So like that, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Start yourself. I practice this time meditation. No answering phone. I don't check the message. I don't read email. Nothing to do with anything. So I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to eat once you finish your meal, and until the next time, this much time period, I'm not going to eat anything. So you get into discipline. So it is you. It is not a place you go somewhere and you go to a place, you pay a lot of money there, and your travel expenses, you pay some money there, and then you stay away without doing things, and you work with your own mind, you come back. So why you have to do that all things right away? Now you can do it. So sometimes for some people need help, but even to get the help, you have to have the proper clear understanding, the right wanting. Because for the wrong wanting, if you need the help, what will happen? No, you have to get into the right point. So the right point is recognizing the truth. That is the bottom line, nothing else. So recognizing the truth regarding yourself, and then you will see if there are two paths. One is practicing yourself, experiencing it. Another path is you know that, you believe it, and but you didn't go to the bottom, but you believe that, you hold it to that believing. So these both lines you can take, and somehow you're going to end in the same destination. So remember that in day-to-day life, little by little, little by little, somehow get into this little every day, drop by drop, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. So you get into the, you close to the truth. So then at the same time, be careful, whatever, it doesn't matter whatever the value other people put on things, never try to go away from the truth, the regarding who you are. So that is where the clarity going to come. So with that, I'm going to bring a story that the theory of 10 apples, 10th apple. So the theory of the 10th apple means this. There was a person, he lost he lost in a jungle, and he couldn't find a way, and he tried everything, he couldn't find a way back. And somehow now 3 days went, no any food, nothing. And then what happened, he was so hungry, and he came to a fourth day, and he was walking here and there, and suddenly he came to a close to an apple tree, and he was shocked. There are a lot of apples in this middle of the jungle, and he felt so blessed. So what he did, he jumped and grabbed apples as much as he can, only 10 apples. So he was happy with that 10. So then what he did, he ate one. It was so sweet, and he felt kind of like in heaven. What else? Because after 4 days, and he felt so good with eating this apple. And he ate it, and then he took the next one and ate. But it was not like the first one. It little bit low. He didn't feel that much good and taste. And somehow he ate it. And then the third apple he ate, it was a less taste than the first two. So somehow he was hungry, and then little by little, he ate till ninth apple. And then he came to the 10th one. And before even we get into that, and he was looking here and there, and then now throwing the apples, kicking the apples, the whatever around it. And he criticized, and he came to the 10th apple, and he ate the 10th apple. And then before it go below the throat, he throw it out through that the he took it out from his mouth. Even he didn't feel to eat. But the thing is, from the same tree, the same apple, the same kind of age that everything had, same quality, same taste. Look at how the human mind change, moment by moment, moment by moment, moment by moment. So it is when it come to that the nature in economy, it says kind of like a law of diminishing the margin of utility, law of diminishing the margin of utility. When you have the same kind of lot of things, and what is happening, the buying quality, the averagely whatever you're going to buy, the same things going to low, because you have a lot with that. Then you go to something else. So, and when it come to the same attitude, when people have the same kind of attitude with their own mind in their own life, and it is a kind of like a law of diminishing the gratitude, the law of diminishing the gratitude. That is what the 10th apple can does. So this 10th apple is kind of like this way. When it come to something, remember that if you hold it to the first experience, then little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little, what will happen? You're not going to recognize the 10th one separately. And you accumulating the experience little by little, little by little, little by little, and then later you get tired, and then you're going to throw out. In day-to-day life, the same. And look at, when it comes to people, look, when the very first day you get into relationship, it's kind of like eating the apple. How about the children? The very first time your children came to your life, even just hearing the wife pregnant, how happy you was, so it's like that. And in day-to-day life, how the very first time you get the job, you know and how the very first time that you get into whatever the things that you were dreaming in life. So even that the whatever the very first day you brought your cell phone, your computer, your TV, and you felt so good about it. And the very first day you get into your apartment, your house, you felt so beautiful, that place. You felt like, oh, you are in the heaven. But what is happening? Little by little, when you keep going, keep going. The very first day you came to the apartment, it was so beautiful and nice. And after 1 year, it is kind of like, it's become like the hell. The house, it was so beautiful when you come in the very first time. And then later, little by little, then you feel like so tiring staying in house. And then you always try to escape from the house. So, and even the husband wife, the very first day you're spending a lot of money and you get the wedding and you marry, and then after that, what is happening? That it become kind of like a 10th apple within few years. The children the same. And as you know, during this time period, there are a lot of articles going on now. The parents get tired with the children because that everybody stay at home and not going to schools. And there are a lot of parents and come to these countries and tell to open the schools because they get tired with the children. See, the 10th apple. So because why it happened? Because you accumulating experience and comparison, you develop the comparison deeply, psychologically. Why you cannot experience the 10th one as it is and separately, and why you cannot get the taste same like the first one? It is not going to happen in ordinary life. To have that kind of mindset, you have to have the sharp and clear understanding. So if you lose your understanding, always that naturally you go with this accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. Accumulation make you kind of like rotten, make you kind of like very dirty, and it make you kind of like unusable. So that's why keep the freshness always with the ideas in day-to-day life. How you can bring the gratitude, whatever the situation, bring the gratitude. Don't lose the gratitude, no matter what in life, no matter whatever in the situations. So even to Socrates, when he had the poison in his hand, you know what is the power that gave him to drink and knowingly that poison going to kill him? The gratitude regarding his own knowledge. Same thing. You don't need to have the gratitude regarding some other things. Just have the gratitude regarding your own life. That is enough. Why? Because that is so huge and that is so beautiful to make everybody around you to make beautiful. So if you don't have a gratitude regarding yourself, who you are, and how you going to have the gratitude regarding whoever the people around you, your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, and even the place wherever you are, you always going to think it's kind of like a disturb. So that's why don't get into that kind of mindset. Always keep the gratitude inside you. There's a true story come from Italy, and there was a person and he went to he had the COVID-19, this virus, and then he went to hospital, private hospital, and they put him into a ventilator and then gave the oxygen. So somehow after a few days he came out and he got cured, and he had a very expensive the hospital bill in front of him. And he looked, he kind of like he shocked, and then the doctors came and tried to please him. Oh, don't worry, we know this is a little bit so high, and we know we'll try to do something. So don't worry and try to contact your children or somebody and try to find some money and settle down the bill. This person told, no, 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 don't worry. So all the doctors and everybody was around him. Uh, so don't worry. And I'm not thinking about like that. I was thinking this 15 days I was in this hospital, and this I got this more than 10,000 euro that bill for this ventilator and this oxygen and everything. So this whole my 70 years in my life, I was breathing from this earth, from this nature, but I didn't pay any single euro. And I was thinking that how much I borrowed from the nature and without knowingly, that is so valuable. See, that is gratitude. But sometimes, until we get into a difficult point, until we lose what we have, we're not going to understand that. But the beauty of the Dhamma, or the beauty of the truth, is when you come closer to the truth, when you come closer to truth, recognizing who you are yourself, the gratitude is kind of like a flower. Start to raise little by little. Come closer next to the truth. There is no truth can exist without gratitude. There is no gratitude going to happen without truth. So that is a result. Out of gratitude, all the generosity, compassion, these all other things come. So then yourself remember, don't allow that experience yourself that 10th apple theory. Always keep the newness, freshness, and keep the gratitude. Don't allow diminish the gratitude inside you. Every day, look your husband as a very new husband. Look your wife as a very new wife. Look your child as a everyday newly born child. Look your friends and family members like every day they are very new people. Look your friends and you look your neighbors every day like the first neighbors. So see the very first time when you move to your house, how you act with the neighbors. You become so nice, and you try to show them you are more humble and loyal. And how you lose that? Where you lose that? Why you lose it? The very first day that you went to workplace, see that you was so energized and doing everything, and you not get disturbed from anybody, and you was so happy to do anything, and you sometimes tell you I'll do anything. But how you lose it little by little, little by little. So then remember, don't count on others that behavior, others attitude. Count on your own blessing every day, and have the gratitude every, no matter what. Every day take as a new day. Don't count like the 10th apple. So that will help you to go in this path and make the experience the beauty in this path and yourself, and that beauty will you will share naturally with others. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkayavang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. So bless you. Thank you very much, everyone. Bless you.